Crypto holders, we just got some absolutely insane inflation data from the United States economy, and I just had to jump straight on and make a video about it because even I was surprised when I saw it. And listen, I've been in this market for quite some time, so for me to be surprised, that's how you know something crazy is going on. So I wanted to make a quick video explaining exactly what just happened, what was released, and what it means for crypto going forward. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump over to my Twitter where we're going to be taking a look at the PPI data that just released. Now, if you don't know what PPI data is, it is simply just the inflation that producers are seeing. So of course, in the economy, there are producers and there are consumers. Producers being the people who produce the products or create the services that consumers consume. Now, PPI tracks how much they are paying. So if producers are paying a lot more for, say, their goods that they're using in their food, for example, right? That means that generally the price of their food is going to go up and then consumers are going to have to pay more. So paying very close attention to producer side inflation is actually very important. And what we saw the release of today was the core producer inflation, the normal producer inflation, and producer inflation month over month. What we can see starting off is that month over month, the forecast, what analysts were expecting was that we would see PPI or producer inflation go up by 0.3%. But instead, PPI came in at negative 0.1%, meaning that month over month, for the first time in a long time, producer inflation went down. So instead of going up 0.3%, it went down 0.1%, which is massive. What this means in simpleton terms is that inflation is actually month over month from a producer perspective going down when most analysts expected it to go up. Now, if you don't know why that's important, I'll tell you in a second. Now, the next piece of data we got was core PPI. This is the more stable version of PPI. And I'm not going to get into the super specifics about what core versus not core is. Just know this is a more stable version, a more stable metric over time to pay attention to. The forecast was 3.5% year over year. So from last year to this year, analysts were expecting it would have gone up 3.5%. It came in at 2.8%, 0.7% lower than analysts were expecting. And lastly, PPI itself, which was expected to come in at 3.3% year over year, came in at 2.6%, another 0.7% decrease from what analysts were expecting. So what does all of this mean? In very, very simple terms, again, analysts were expecting that inflation would be up here for producers. It's way down here to the point where it's even negative month over month. And this is a massive thing for the crypto market. It's a massive thing for the economy. And I actually believe this is a very good thing. Now, before you click off this video and start buying a whole bunch of stuff and opening up a bunch of long trades, let me finish because I have something important to say. But it is in general a good thing for the economy and crypto as a whole. Why? Well, because we've been in a bit of a sticky situation here in the United States. And the sticky situation is that the U.S. economy is clearly suffering, right? Jobs, not good. Joblessness, very bad. Unemployment, very bad. Everything is not really great right now. And it's not been great for quite some time. The issue is that at the same time that the economy's been in a bad spot, inflation's been high. And due to this, the Fed's kind of been in a spot where it's like, well, if we cut interest rates down, we risk inflation running up, and that's only going to be bad on people. That, sure, yeah, we may put more jobs in the market, but if no one has money to afford anything from that job, what's the point, right? So the Fed's been in a weird spot, and this has been putting a lot of strain on the market because people have been wondering what sort of impact is this going to have? Are we going to enter into a period where they're cutting interest rates, inflation is running high, or is it just going to be, well, the U.S. economy is going to continue to just crash and continue to do poorly, but since they don't want inflation to go up, they just leave interest rates high and just let it die? We've been in a weird spot. But since we are now seeing a little bit of a sign, a little bit of a signal that inflation could be coming down, it puts the U.S. economy in a better position so that if the Fed does go in and they do cut rates, we're not taking a massive risk that inflation is going to take off. So it puts the Fed in an ability to be able to see, okay, we can cut rates, bring the economy back into a little bit more of a growth suitable environment, right? But not worry so much about inflation taking off. This is one of the best case scenarios for this. Inflation dropping, interest rates dropping, economy getting better. That's the goal, right? Now listen, PPI data is only a small piece of this. There's PPI data, there's CPI data, and there's PCE data. They're all built around inflation. So this is not the end all. This is not the moment where everything just goes up, but it's a fantastic signal. And for it to be so much better than even analysts were expecting is a sign, and it wouldn't shock me whatsoever to see other forms of this data coming out better, PCE data coming in better, CPI data coming in, because they're not always like perfectly linear, but they are somewhat in like correlation with each other, right? And so again, this isn't a signal. This isn't the moment. isn't like, oh my God, the whole entire crypto market is about to just send it to the moon because of this news. No, there's still a lot that has to happen. We still need to see, the CPI data, which is consumer data tomorrow. That's what we get in just 24 hours. So relax. And then we obviously still have the Fed's words and what they're going to be saying next week. There's still a lot that has to happen. Okay. So I'm not saying that this is the end all, but it is a major, major, major good sign for the crypto market. And I think it could open us up for some gains in the long term. In the short term, I still think that things are volatile. I still think that things are risky. And I mean, you can kind of see it right now, right? Just because we got this good news, the crypto market's not absolutely sending at this. And I think it's because people know there are still other pieces of news we need to be paying attention to. But you are seeing a little bit of positivity. You are starting to see the market kind of shift a little bit more green. You are starting to see those things happen. The stock market's up in early morning right now, right? We are starting to see a little bit of green as a result of this because this is fundamentally a good thing for the United States economy. And that does, of course, impact the world as a whole, especially the world of crypto. And so that is a very good thing. We still have, again, like I said, we have data coming out tomorrow. So I'm going to be eyes peeled on that. I will update you tomorrow over on my Twitter as soon as we get that news dropping. You need to be watching it closely, just like I said yesterday, because this plays a major factor, a major role in what happens here in the world of crypto and outside the world of crypto as well. Okay. So this is very big. Pay close attention to this. And guys, don't forget that if you do want even more information from me, more videos, more updates on things like Bitcoin, the news, your favorite altcoins and more, follow me on Instagram. It's linked down below, TylerHillYT_. When you get to my page, you're going to see these two posts. You can head over to the Reels tab, and that's where I post analysis every single day, 5 to 10 videos every single day. So make sure you go follow me over there if you want to stay fully updated, but make sure that you are being very careful right now because don't forget, there's still going to be a lot of volatility. This little pump is probably going to have a dump behind it at some given point. People will win and lose on both sides. So be careful, but just know this is a great sign for the crypto market, and it could be a signal that better things are ahead. So I'll be here updating you every step of the way. I hope you all are having a great start to your day, and I can't wait to see you all on the next one. Peace out, everybody.